grassroots up.
Speaker.
Zhang-Mitchell.
Is he confident that he can ensure New Zealand maintains favourable trade relations in a bilateral trading order dominated by large powers and economies, should the international climate make multilateralism untenable?
Look, it's a very good question, and for a country of only 4.5 million people, some say, what influence do we have? New Zealand has a reputation for being honest, for being forthright, and we continue to act in that way at all international trade fora. And so while we may be very small in terms of our total economic output, people listen to us. We have the benefit, I guess, of a Prime Minister who's been on the international stage speaking out, speaking her mind, speaking on behalf of all of us and the wider world. And so that has enabled us to have more respect. And so in advocating for fair rules of trade, it's fair for both parties, not just for us, and advocating for trade for all, that we understand the benefits, then we think that our influence is way beyond the 4.5 million people and the one country that we represent. And we have some wonderful officials who do that work, and we have some politicians like myself and my colleague, the Honourable David Parker, and the Prime Minister and other ministers who travel offshore, who continually advocate for a fair rules-based system and trade that indeed benefits the whole of the world.
Just before we go to the next question, I'm going to reiterate the fact that we're running quite a long way ahead of time, and I've, like people do when they're trying to fill in time, one gets ideas. One suggestion that I am going to make is that people who have not asked questions but have a question that they'd like to ask of a minister, and it might be, and we're going to abandon some of the strict areas, no ministers are allowed to leave, we're going to abandon some of the strict rules about format and about responsibility. So they might be questions about sort of more personal things about what it's like to be a politician. They might be areas that are around the way the Parliament works, or they might be on policy areas as we've had now. And so if people think about a question that they'd like to ask, then we will have the opportunity for a few people to do that, and then I will allocate people to answer them. Yeah. The next question, which is set down properly, is from Shay Witihira.
Mr. Speaker, my question is to